Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. If we need a two-word story any day, today is one of those days in which we need a two-word story. My friend here is going to introduce herself. I know that you know her as part of our This Is It network. She's going to introduce herself and the name of her business, and then we are going to chat with you about what we're feeling. My darling, if you could share your first and last name and the name of your business.
Yes, thank you for having me today on Monday. So I'm Alia Sobel, and I'm the creator of a mindset movement called Two Word Story. And it's just about simplicity and being able to take something that's going on within your heart and your mind, maybe a struggle, maybe a goal, and linking it to only two words and using that as a mantra to really keep yourself, focused and lifted. So we do get on together every Monday, but today is a very heavy Monday.
It is a heavy Monday. It is a heavy Monday. It's crazy times, and I think that we were even talking a little bit earlier. We are in the United States, really head on dealing with COVID-19, head on dealing with extremely high unemployment, and then these racial tensions that are happening within our communities right now, and how do you navigate them, and how do you have these conversations? And so often we overcomplicate them. We overcomplicate it in trying to find answers and trying to find fixes. And this is, I think, an appropriate time for Alia's movement and mission to really come into play, where you're really honing in on two words, and it's hard to narrow it down to two words. Because there's so many things that we're feeling in this time. And I know that, Alia was allowing for me to kind of spearhead the two-word conversation today, and I love her for that. What are you thinking? How we started the conversation.
Finding out how we're feeling, checking in with each other.
And just checking in and seeing, how things are going. And I think, for me, I think that a lot of this stems from, and leads to the two-word story that I'm suggesting for the week, is hear us. And I think that trouble comes, fear comes, pain comes when you're not seen and when you're not heard, and you feel as if you're invisible, and the efforts that you're making, the contributions that you're making, is not enough. And people don't take you seriously or value you, whether in humanity or your business, or the metropolitan areas that are being burnt, or the lives that are being lost. I mean, no one's being heard. And I think that it really starts with that. And I think that Ali and I were talking about the importance of change, and the importance of really demanding change, as a mission for all of us. But how do we start that mission? How do we gain the change? Is really, I believe it starts with listening, and it starts with hearing, and I know that that's the hardest part of it, right?
What comes to mind right after you say that is number one, just stopping and listening, but then taking a deep breath and not judging what other people are sharing. Like really trying to come together, because there's so many of us out there who want change and who want help and want to end police brutality. We want equality. And so the demand change part is, so what I loved, Cheldin, you had such a good point where you're like, we are all sharing this message and coming together, but what are the action steps? For after this, how is change actually going to implement so this completely stops?
Right.
This has to stop.
And
the solution is within us coming together, not
for sure,
not being separate from each other, right?
For sure. And I also think that the solution isn't definite. It isn't defined. It's not like saying, I used to run track, so it's not like saying after 100 meters, you're done the race. That's not what this is. It is an ongoing work in progress. It's like raising, it just happens forever. I'm 42 years old. I call my mom, mommy. I call her when I need, it never ends. It is constant work. And I think that we're looking for an answer We're looking for a solution. We're looking for a magic potion. We're looking for an end date. We're looking for, like, for everything. Like human nature, we want COVID to end. We need an end date. We need to open everything up. We need to go shopping. We need a start date for my job, and I need for unemployment to be over, and I need to go back to work. I need for racism to be over. It's so simple. It's not. It's complex, and it's layered, and it is such a burden, and it's something that causes so much fear and pain. And because we're forced not to deal with it, we're forced not to have a conversation about it, we're forced to say either you aren't or you are, or it is or it isn't. We want a fix, and there's no fix. It is just work. It is a process of understanding and respecting and knowing and believing that if you are harming me, you're not doing it intentionally. And I have to bring it to your attention that you are harming me. And then we can be able to work on how we do that moving forward, how we clarify, my feelings and my contributions. You need to hear us and understand that and take what I'm saying seriously. And I think that that's the piece that's missing. We don't hear on either end, because I do believe those that truly are, I believe that there are systematic racists, obviously, people who just hate to hate. And then I believe that there are people that hate for fear's sake, these people are taking my jobs, so I dislike them. These people are hurting my children, so I dislike them. And we have to get to the root of that fear, and they need to be heard. And I need to dissolve what I'm hearing. No, that is not how it is, and this is why. This is not the intention, and this is why. And then they have to hear the other end and find out that we are far more alike than we are different. But we will only do that if we hear each other.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it, my love. I just, and the fear and the scariness and the feelings that have been going on for the past 5 days, that, a lot of people have felt for years or their whole life. Some people are only feeling amongst the last 3 days. All of it is frightened, based on fear and uncertainty. And, that needs to end, and the conversations need to begin.
Absolutely. And that's where, demand change really, I started researching myself because I need to know more as well. All of us need to be educated more. I think the movement and the hashtags are out there, but then what are we doing to not let this dissolve and just be swept under the rug? Rather, like, what are, so in demand change, if we were thinking, if anyone watching this knows a way that we could get involved together, drop it in the comments below. Change.org, there's a national action against police brutality that's going on right now. A woman from New York started that, and they're looking for 500,000 signatures. Where that goes from there, we don't know, but we're hoping that the action is taken after the petition rolls up to a certain level. So we wanted to come on and say, like, we are here to hear you, right? And we're here to help in any way that we can, because all we want is for everyone to really feel heard and not feel judged, and not feel like they can't be themselves. Like, you want to walk into a space and be able to be yourself. You want to be seen, like you said, seen and heard. Everyone's entitled to that. It's equality, right?
Absolutely. So, and I think that's where we are. I think that even briefly we were talking before, and that the boiling point of it is now forcing us to, the analogy that I used on a Facebook Live was a little bit earlier ago was, dealing with the monster in the closet. And like, when your child gets scared and they're fitting and they're crying and because there's a monster in the closet, and it's somebody's job to say that this monster is not real. This monster is not going to stay. You can go to sleep, and you can sleep well, and I'm here for you. Like, that has to happen. That practice needs to happen for those that don't see the monster. Right? The child sees the monster is real, and it's happening. And so you address it, and you dissolve it, and you are able to move forward. And night after night, if the monster returns, you still have that same conversation. That is what needs to happen. And so when I see monsters, Alia, you have to be like, Chel, there is no monster. We're going to fight this monster together, and same vice versa. And I think that
it's like speaking up. It's like the hear part. Hear us, right?
It's huge. It's huge. And I think, you know, platforms like yours that afford people the ability to really hone in and narrow in on what it is that's being said and how to really focus their thoughts so they can move forward in an effective way and create conversations starting with 2 words, I think is the best way for us to continue to do what you do and help so many people. And I want to make sure that tons of people know that you're there for them, know that what you're putting out is in support of positivity and support of communication and support of community. If people want to get in touch with you, my beautiful friend, if they want to be inspired by those you speak to and by you yourself, where would they find that information?
Well, social media, of course, on Facebook, 2 word story, and Instagram, 2 word story. And, think about getting some rest too. We're
Yeah,
in this really high energy, very, very,
yeah,
turbulent, confusing. So just take a moment to just drink a glass of water, get some rest, take some deep breaths.
yeah. And because we have to get ready for these conversations. You got to make sure that you're ready for these conversations. Do as much listening as you do talking, and make sure that you're hearing us and others, and listen, please listen to those around you so we can be better for it. Thank you so much, Alia, for joining me.
Thank you for sharing this beautiful message. And thank you, everybody, sending so much love.
Please, 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 from all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and we will see you soon. Take care.